Please rise for pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call. Alderman Lockhart.
Here.
Alderwoman Ravenscraft.
Here.
Alderwoman Colbert.
Here.
Alderwoman Bell.
Here.
Alderman Wilson.
Here.
Alderman Lewis.
Here.
Can I get a motion to approve March 4th, 2025 meeting minutes, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion for tonight's agenda, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to special items, we have none. Moving on board to appointments and to the board and commissions, none. Scheduled public comments. Izzy Smith, Chamber of Commerce, update, please. Please state your name and address.
Hi, I am Izzy Smith, and I guess my address in city limits would be 307 East Broadway. And I'm here to give you guys a little bit of an update on the Southern Boone Chamber. So I am the 2025 president. Should I have this pen on me?
Pull out the side tray if you want. There you go. I don't know if that's beneficial or not, but that at least.
Or what if I just do this? There we go. Okay, so I am the 2025 Southern Boone Chamber of Commerce president, and I appreciate the opportunity to come give you guys an update. We realize that maybe we don't come and update the Board of Aldermen and city staff as often as we should, so we wanted to get ahead of that for 2025. So I'll just go through a quick update. I have a couple questions to pose to you guys just to be thinking about, not necessarily answers that I need, and then if you guys have questions, I can take a second at the end. So in 2024, our chamber grew to 117 members, welcoming 19 new businesses. We've hosted professional development events, collaborated with community groups, and worked diligently to elevate the visibility and success of our members. We also welcomed a media development specialist in partnership with the SBEDC, which is the Southern Boone Economic Development Council, and Ashland Betterment Coalition to strengthen outreach and marketing support for our business community. Looking ahead to 2025, we're excited to build on this momentum with several new initiatives. We have officially adopted our chamber's mission, which is to promote a business-friendly culture that connects, engages, and inspires local businesses to foster meaningful relationships within our community. This mission will serve as our guiding principle in everything we do, and coming up, we've been working with Tom Treview, business consultant, to kind of hone in more on that mission and create a vision and other leading strategies for that. So we're looking forward to that. We also have some great events coming up. Some you might recognize if you've been involved with the chamber in the past. But actually later this week, we are partnering with SBDC and Ready, as well as the city of Ashland, to host a workshop that supports entrepreneurial development and hopefully highlight Ashland as a business-friendly community and offer some advice on how to bring a business here, how to run a business, all of those things. So we're looking forward to that partnership. Also, I should mention we are an affiliate member of Ready, so we have a seat at the table there, which is pretty exciting as part of making our community known on the map. So. Also upcoming, we are going to be in attendance and have a short minute to speak at the leadership breakfast put on by SBDC. That is on April 18th and is for business leaders. It attracts a lot of future businesses and investors to the community. So if that's not on your calendar, make sure that it is and that you attend. It is in the morning of April the 18th at the Optimist Building.
For correction, that's 17th.
17th, sorry. Thank you. We are going to do a thankful for you. So we have done that in the past. The city has enjoyed lunch with us, and that is a traditional event that we do. And this year we're going to make it more beneficial for our members, adding an education and networking series to host Ready to come and talk to our businesses who attend about how to network, how to build those relationships to have a stronger business. We're also planning a community-focused fundraiser, possibly a dance to support chamber programming. So we host multiple events throughout the year. We pay for marketing and Also offer scholarships to the high school seniors, so those are all things that we need to continue replenishing our bank account for. We are looking at doing a rodeo weekend shop local initiative. So rodeo weekend, as you guys probably know, brings a lot of new faces to town. We want to try to promote our economic vitality within that. So try to really hone in on bringing all that traffic and creating a shop local initiative. More to come on how we do that and what that's gonna look like. Other events we might be rolling out, we're still a pretty small volunteer-based organization made up of business owners, so everyone goes a lot of different directions. So doing a lot at once is difficult, but we are trying to make a difference a little bit at a time. And finally, we just truly believe that the chamber being vibrant and strong creates a stronger community, and we want the city to stay updated on those things and stay involved. So we're gonna do a better job at trying to communicate that with you guys of what we have coming and what we can use your help on. So the couple of questions I have to pose that are mostly just to think about is, how can the chamber and city more strategically align efforts for economic development? What resources or support from the city would have the greatest impact for small business owners? And what is the best shared communication channel that we can maximize to reach and promote citywide initiatives? And that's all I have for a chamber update this evening.
Thank you.
Can I answer any questions? Okay. Thank you for having me, and I'm probably gonna stay up here for the next thing on the agenda as well.
Sharon Adams, Ashland Betterment Coalition.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Brenda. Brenda and I just died doing community work. I'm Sharon Adams, and I'm board secretary for the Ashland Betterment Coalition. And I don't know all of you, but I know several of you, and it's good to be here tonight. The Ashland Betterment Coalition started in 2020. We have a board of 8 people, and Izzy is our president. She's the backbone of the group because she's been here since day one. I am going to soon be starting my 3rd year with the group. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we also are a corporation. We budget our money as well as we can by applying for grants whenever we can hear about them. Grants are hard to find now, the money's hard to come by, but we continue trudging along doing that. In addition to that, local businesses, people within the community, and the activities that we do. All the activities that we do 5 a year. Our first one is next Wednesday night, and that is our trivia night at Woody's. Starts at 5:30, goes to 9. We'll have 8 tables, 10 categories, and there will be 10 rounds with 10 questions in each round. What we do is we give a first prize to the winner of the trivia of $400 cash, and then the way we make money on this is that we sell the tables for $175. We have sponsors that can sponsor on 3 different levels, and that brings in money. And then we also, Woody's is very supportive of what we do, and they contribute 1 large, 1 topping pizza to all the tables, and then whatever food and drink the others want beyond that is on their own. And then we have a 50-50 raffle, where tickets are $5 each, or an arm's length, remember Nathan? Is $20. So we do that, and our prize for the 50-50 raffle is a very nice gift basket. And this year we have had some incredible gifts given to us, and it's worth well over $300 this year. So we'll do that. Our main purpose is to revitalize the downtown business district of Ashland. Our population has grown and keeps growing, and so therefore we want it to be attractive visually, but we also want it to be successful economically. I don't have to tell any of you all that drive down Broadway that Ashland's downtown business district could really use a facelift. And I always tell this story because it was kind of embarrassing to me, but I have a niece that was visiting me from Washington, D.C. Now, she kind of lives in a little different thing. She's a photo editor for National Geographic magazine, so she lives in a very nice neighborhood. But she went with me to take my dog to the vet, and we were driving down Broadway, and she looked at me and she said, well, no offense, but gosh, damn, this is an ugly town. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is horrible, but we really do need a facelift. So we applied for 2 grants last year. Sadly, we were turned down. One of them I'm not so sad about because Ashland really benefited from the ARPA funds, but we also applied for another $10,000 grant. $10,000 doesn't go very far when you're trying to do a facelift to your downtown area. So we are always looking for grant money that we can apply for and hopefully be rewarded, that we can turn around. Every penny that we make on our activities and other things that we do goes right back into our goal and our mission of beautification and improving the economics of our downtown business area, because we know how important tax base is. So that is primarily what our goal is. Our biggest obstacle, you're totally gonna understand this, is number 1, money, and number 2, volunteer help. We have our 8 board members, and we have just a few of our 25 members that are on our email list that ever show up to help us. And 7 or 8 board members cannot continue to do the work that we want to do in a successful way if we don't have warm bodies to come and help us. You know, look at me. I'm in my 70s. I can't do a lot of lifting and, moving and things like that. So I'm the grandma of the group, and we have others that are young and very, very willing to work, but we need more. We need a lot more. We have done presentations, we have put things on social media, we have done everything we can possibly do to try to get this community to embrace us and want the same things that we want by coming out and helping us. Last year we did Ignite the Sky in July, 2 weeks after 4th of July, and we had well over 2,000 people that showed up. And we had about 6 or 7 volunteers. So we can't continue to do that. The other thing is, if we are awarded this grant money to continue our goal and our mission in downtown Ashland, we need that the business owners understand that we can't fund it all. If we're going to improve the front of their buildings, the downtown area, they have to be prepared to also participate. And when we did some approaching of business owners when we were trying to get the ARPA funds, we got one person that said they were willing to give more money if we needed it to improve their property. So those are the obstacles that we're up against. We appreciate the partnership we've had with the city. We hope we can continue that. You've been very supportive and welcoming of us, and we appreciate that very much. Any questions?
I think one thing that I should add is that we are an affiliate member of Missouri Main Street Connection, which that was thanks to the city getting the community empowerment grant around the time of 2020 that allowed us to go through that program and graduate and stay engaged with them. The city also, I think 2 or 3 years ago now, helped us stay on our feet with helping out with administrative costs. We still have some of that in our budget, so we're thankful for the support and financial support there to keep us moving forward. So we hope to be able to continue that, stay partnered with Missouri Main Street, and we do have a town hall coming up where Missouri Main Street is going to come and present to the community at the senior center, tell us more about why Missouri Main Street is important to the partnership with the Ashland Betterment Coalition, and also get some community feedback. So any of your constituents who are giving you feedback of what they want to see in this community, be a great place for them to come give feedback, maybe on a more private level where we have a little bit more accessible funding and ability to do things that maybe the city can't necessarily pursue at this time.
The town hall meeting will be on Monday, April 14th, and the actual town hall meeting will be from 5:30 to 7 at the Ashland Senior Center. They will also be conducting training for our board in the afternoon, and then we will have a little break and go into the town hall meeting, but we're sure hoping to have a good turnout for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on to public hearing, we have none. Introductions and first readings. Council Bill number 2025-8, an ordinance approving the plat for Founder's Ridge Plat 1. Staff report, please.
Okay, this is the final plat, first read for the final plat for the proposed Founder's Ridge subdivision. The owner of this parcel is LBWM Development LLC, of which there is Brian Welch is here if you have any questions. He's one of the owners. The submitting firm is Brush and Associates Incorporated. Christina Lubert of Lubert Engineering reviewed this plat. This subject property is Plat 1 of Founder's Ridge subdivision. Founder's Ridge as a whole is approximately 20 acres in size and is located on State Route M, directly south of Sunset Meadows subdivision. The proposed development will eventually tie into Liberty Landing North on the south end of the property. Zoning classification is R1, single family residential. The proposed subdivision preliminary plat consists of 60 lots, 4 single-family homes ranging in size from just over 8,000 square feet to almost 21,000 square feet. There will be sidewalks along all interior streets, but due to the ditch line along Route M, it was determined the best option would be to bond or escrow for that section of sidewalk. And those details are currently being worked out with Cincinnati. The owner was informed that although Welch Drive qualifies as a local street, there would not be parking allowed on either side due to its 28-foot width. Sanitary sewer will be tied into the lift station for Liberty Landing North. Now, Plat 1 is approximately 4.08 acres and will consist of 11 lots ranging in size from 0.18 acres to 0.51 acres. Stormwater detention will be at the northwest corner of Lot 1 for this phase, and temporary detention will be at the south end of Welch Drive. Infrastructure inspections wrapped up last week. There are a few minor completion issues. Some of those have been completed in this previous few days. Infrastructure is in good shape and should be ready for acceptance by the second reading by the Board of Aldermen. After careful consideration, staff is supportive of the final plat for Plat 1 of Founder's Ridge, as it appears to have met the requirements set forth in the city code. Conditional approval is recommended as there is still the installation of signage and other miscellaneous items to be completed in order for infrastructure to be considered for acceptance. However, that should be completed by the next meeting. So by the second reading, it should all be done and ready for infrastructure acceptance. The Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval conditional on acceptance of the infrastructure by the city.
Any questions for Darren? Was there any concerns from P&Z? Everything was pretty kosher?
Everything was pretty kosher other than infrastructure acceptance.
Okay. Can I get a motion approving Council Bill number 2025-8, an ordinance approving the plat for Founder's Ridge Plat 1?
I'll make the motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Belkar?
Aye.
Alderman Ravencraft?
Aye.
Alderman Colbert?
Aye.
Alderman Bell?
Aye.
Alderman Wilson?
Aye.
Alderman Lewis?
Aye.
Moving on to old business, we have none. Moving on to new business. Resolution 2025-11, a resolution renewing the mowing and trimming services with Scott Wetmore. Staff report, please.
All right, the resolution before you is to lock in the pricing for this upcoming mow season, which is April to October. We have 11 different pieces of property that Scott mows on a weekly basis. We'll have a slight increase on these prices. The price that he put out last year for bidding the Redbud Water Tower lot and Water Shop lot, I'd like to increase that from $45 to $55 per mow. So that results in a $280 increase, taking the price from $21,140 to $21,420 for that contract period. I'm asking for that to be set as a not to exceed of $22,000. That gives us a $580 buffer should we need to schedule him for any special mows here and there, or just give us a little more leeway should we need it. And that is what we have.
All right, any questions for staff? Can I get a motion approving resolution 2025-11, a resolution renewing the mowing and trimming service with Scott Wetmore?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2025-12, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with Willing Cloud Platform Vehicle Communication Systems for the police department. Staff report, please, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So this is, if you recall, may not, because you'll have had to do a whole bunch since then, but months ago, we started a trial platform for free with this Wheeling Cloud platform. They gave us the electronic things that I don't fully understand to put in all the cars, and the cars talk to each other and talk to other cars. And we liked it. It's been good. It's a couple of things it's done for us is it's helped generate heat maps, so I can see where we're spending our time all around town. We've got maps that show where we're spending bulk of our time and that kind of thing. That's useful. Some of it is still too early to be truly useful, so it puts us kind of on the cutting edge in that these HOS alerts that are in the report I gave to you this month, there's alerts. And so if you have a newer car that you get like Amber Alerts on, if you're on the roadway and one of our vehicles is running an emergency, you'll get a notice in your car also that there's an emergency vehicle approaching, which just adds another layer of safety, of course. And as time goes by and there's more and more newer cars with that technology on the road, more of that will be happening. And in the longer term, currently our cars, our newest cars, talk to each other. And so a couple things happen with that. The lights sync up. If anybody's ever driven up on a mess at night on the highway, with multiple emergency vehicles, and it's just bright and insane and you can't see anything, this will help that, in that the vehicles there will all, and eventually it'll all be ambulances, fire trucks, everything. Right now it's just police cars, just our police cars. So the light patterns sync up with each other. Does that make sense? Which makes it a little less confusing, and also in the longer term, eventually they'll be dimming when it's dark out, right? Which is super helpful. And so anyway, we think it's worthwhile. So what they've done, they raised the prices, but I told them we didn't want to pay the higher prices because so far it's in the budget for next year. It's $3,600 a year for a 5-year agreement. It's in the budget for next year, and so what we're doing is if we can get the contract approved by April 1, we start paying bills on May 1 on the next fiscal year at the originally agreed to price. And so that's what that is.
Any questions for Scott? All right, can I get a motion approving resolution 2025-12, a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter an agreement with Wheeling Cloud Platform Vehicle Communication System for the police department?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2025-13, a resolution authorizing the purchase of an attachment for the skidster.
All right, authorization is needed to purchase skid steer attachments for the Ashland Public Works Wastewater Division from Martin Equipment. In the approved fiscal year 25 budget, $10,000 was allocated for the purchase of a John Deere rotary head cutter and a set of John Deere power forks. The rotary head cutter is needed to maintain vegetation around the wastewater treatment plant and the main lift stations in town, some being in remote areas. In the past, a rental was arranged to do this work. However, as the city expands, along with the infrastructure, it has become increasingly difficult for staff to balance the daily responsibilities along with weather constraints to complete the mowing within the short window of the equipment rental. The forks would be used to more efficiently move around various pieces of equipment and supplies at the treatment plant. It's important to note that these two items could also be shared with other public works departments and including water. These two items are able to be procured through the State of Missouri Cooperative Contract Pricing with Martin Equipment. So the cost of the rotary head cutter is $8,400 and the cost of the pallet forks are $1,400. Short-term impact is $9,800 to the sewer capital equipment. If the board of all the persons agrees to the staff recommendation, the board should authorize, hopefully, the purchase of this equipment. And if anybody wants any details on the tidbits of these minor pieces of equipment, I can share that with you, or we can just move on.
How they work?
How they work.
Yeah, how they, I mean, these are.
So the skid steer just,
Any questions for staff? I do have one question.
Yep.
How's the training coming on the paint striper?
it's in process. For those of you that don't know, we have acquired the paint striper.
Save it for your month.
Okay.
Stay on.
Can I get a motion approving resolution 2025-13, a resolution authorizing the purchase of an attachment for the skid steer?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to reports, mayor's report. I've got a few things. Potholes. Darren, got a question for you. I know the cold weather plays a big part of them popping and creating more potholes and stuff like that. What time frame will we start process of filling those potholes and getting it corrected?
We've already done that.
Have you?
Started that, so I don't know if there's any, people can feel free to call City Hall and
Okay, thank you.
go forth and.
All right. Henry Clay, everybody's talking about how they want it fixed. I know at one time we talked about a robust project there. What can we do to implement that, get it started? Do we need a tax increase, a bond, or what do we need to do?
So, as you may recall, we've approved the transportation master plan with Great River Engineering. Part or a component of that project is to identify what Henry Clay can look like and what rough costs, engineering costs would be associated with that project so that we can have a plan of action to move forward on. As of right now, routine maintenance is probably the best that we can hope for. That's obviously a multi-million-dollar project to try and have any large impact on Henry Clay Boulevard. But obviously that's a goal, but until we get a little further along in this master plan and understand what that could look like and what that cost could be, we're just gonna have to continue to focus on that planning effort and keep it usable for the time being.
Okay. And then subway entry, have we reached out to him again? I know we fixed one side, and I know it,
We can re-engage. I don't know that we have since, last summer, spring, when he fixed the
when he fixed
one
the other
approach,
side.
so.
Yeah.
We can certainly reach out to him and see what his plans are.
Is there anything to do with MoDOT there?
It's in
It's
there.
MoDOT,
Yeah.
all right, so. And then lastly is East Lloyd Martin Road. Now, on the map, it shows that half of it's in the city limits and the other half's in the county. I drove out Sunday and the half that's in the city limits, the road's nice. It's level and flat, a few potholes. But the other side is full of potholes.
The whole thing was graded this morning.
Was it?
Yeah.
So,
It has been regraded for long-term maintenance, so we have an agreement with the county that is one of the roads that we maintain.
Mhm.
Half of it is in the city, half of it is. There are a few others like that. There's some ditch work that needs to be done to help shed water off of the road, and that's where the potholes are created. The ditch is actually higher than the road, so the water just sits in there and erodes away at the base. So
right,
we plan on doing that sometime this year.
thank you, I appreciate you doing that. Well, yeah, I drove out Sunday, I'm like, oh, yeah. And that is my report, thank you. City administrator report.
Just an update on the TAP grant. Those, as you recall, at our last meeting, we had a change order on that to extend the due date, that final due date on the project. We have sent out the easement, so easements is the last step that needs to be inked off on. There's a very formal procedure that has to be followed through MoDOT to acquire those easements, but we got the approval to send those easements out for acquisition on the school properties and the YMCA property for these various trail and sidewalk projects. So once those easements are returned, I think the Y indicated that they're hoping to get them back this week. I don't have a hard date from the school yet, but I suspect they'll have to run that up to the school board, so that might take a little longer on their end. But once we get those back, we'll be in a position to bid, get that project started here in the next couple of months. We have conducted a couple interviews for the summer internship and have selected an internship candidate that will start in May. So sometime after they start, expect to see them in here as they work on projects for us and draft some policy. We've already heard about trivia night. I know the mayor was going to speak to it and didn't, but if you want to be on the city's table, let him know so he can put your name down. Entrepreneurial workshop, Therese's workshop is tomorrow night, starting at 5, right here. Elected officials training, I'm going to steal some thunder from the illustrious city attorney. You've got a handout in front of you for some elected officials training offered by Lauber. We also have the Missouri Municipal League's training coming up, so if you would like to attend either of those trainings, let us know so that we can get you scheduled. And we already heard about the leadership breakfast as well, April 17th. So if you'd like to go, let us know so we can get you a ticket to go to that.
Thank you. City Attorney's report.
No report for open session, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Police Chief's monthly.
You got our statistical report already emailed out to you, I believe. Biggest thing for us right now is, again, we have all our positions filled. We graduated our last one, most recent one from LETI last Friday. And he'll be starting field training late into this week. And the young man we hired a month or so ago has progressed very, very well. Really doing well in field training, paying off, showing great interest, and asking good questions, doing all the things we would expect. Very, very pleased so far. And so that's the biggie. It's going to be nice to be staffed. You know, very good once we get these two guys trained. So 2 people in a department our size is a big deal. That makes a big difference. Any questions?
Any questions? No?
Okay. I should also mention we had 3 folks involved in fire mess last Friday evening. Actually, well, 4 of us, because I was here all night too, but did a superb job, I think, going out and helping the fire, or Southern Boone Fire, and evacuating people, and it was a weird night. Yeah, all the way around, but I think our folks did really well, so, as did the fire department.
Could you speak to the new cars, please?
Oh yeah, so we got our 3 new cars equipped. The first one's going to the graphics shop tomorrow. And so my kind of goal is by the next board meeting, which will be one of you, I guess you're almost last one, or some of it will be your last one, right?
Yeah, they got to come back for the second one.
Yeah, but next to last one. Anyway, hopefully we'll have one of those back, and because I'd really like you to see them. If you're willing to stay a minute after the meeting, I know everybody wants to go home after the meeting, but we can have it out there in the dark, turn the lights on, have a little dog and pony show, and they're very neat. They'll be really good cars. We'll be forever grateful to you for funding them, because they're going to be a huge help to us. And the car, we had got, I think, good money out of the 2 we sold. You know, we put 2 on gov deals. We got $6,800 out of one of them, and $5,250 something out of the other one, and which helps. So, yeah.
Thank you. We appreciate everything you do for us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to community development.
All right, as usual, our report was in your packet. I just want to add a couple quick things. 300 South Henry Clay Boulevard, that's otherwise known as the Ashland Apartments. They're getting very close to opening up some of those for apartments. If anyone would like to tour, if anyone on the board would like to tour it, reach out to me and I can maybe set something up with the owner. They have turned out pretty nice, I have to say, pleasantly surprised. And then also there is a rumor, and it is official, there will be a Mavericks Pizza coming to town. It is 2 energetic guys, but they have not officially opened yet, so that should be coming hopefully by the end of this week. Oh, and also I wanted to point out, MoDOT was out with the street sweeper on the overpass last week. I don't know if anybody noticed how much cleaner it is, but reached out to them last week and they said they're gonna work on how it ponds up. in the corner there by the south on-ramp, and so I think there's good communication there, and hopefully they'll take care of it.
Speak to the striping machine if you have any updates.
I have no updates on striping.
You just need to be trained, right?
There you go.
Well, who's the trainer? Yeah.
No.
I was gonna say, tell me, please.
Moving on to treasury report, please.
I have no report. If you have any feedback about the budget, please get with Kyle this week. I am leaving Friday for a week, so anything that you have needs to be in by Thursday. And I will not unfortunately make it to trivia, because it's our 25th wedding anniversary.
We have 26. All right, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Moving on, Board of Aldermen report, Alderman Lockhart,
No report.
Alderman Ravencraft,
No report.
Alderman Colbert.
Just a couple updates from the park board meeting, which they weren't able to vote on anything, but the YMCA presented, there is a new sports director over there, Kelsey, is it Wilson
I think so.
or Wilkes? She just started last week. Mitch's last day was Friday. But they were talking about kind of what the YMCA does. They appreciate the partnership with the city and the park board, to have their youth programs over at the park, the baseball fields. The YMCA does do a heavy lifting job of kind of maintaining that field there. So I think that that's something that they're hoping the park board will consider when they're gonna start charging fees for using the pavilions or the baseball fields. They also would like to hopefully set up a pickleball like league through the YMCA. So there's kind of some questions about what that looks like for reserving those courts, how that's gonna go. Again, no decisions could be made because there weren't enough board members there, but getting these fees in place is a big thing that they're wanting to do, but they just couldn't do it this time. So hopefully I'll have more to report on that. But otherwise, they're just excited to also get the new park planning continued, so that's it.
Thank you. Alderman Bell,
No report.
Alderman Wilson,
No report.
and Alderman Lewis.
The only thing that I had a question about is what is the status of the farmer's market now that the YMCA has pulled out? Is it,
No
is it up
status
to our
on,
staff now, or who's gonna be in?
no status necessarily on farmer's market because we're not going to run it, but with regards to the pavilion itself, you'll have an opportunity to review a renewed lease agreement from River Regions Credit Union at the next meeting to allow that to continue to be a public gathering space. I know there is some community members planning a farmer's market. They would like to use that pavilion. We've been meeting pretty regularly with River Regions Credit Union to talk about that pavilion and whether or not River Regions wants it to continue to be a public space or not. They do, but there needs to be a new lease agreement there and some rules and regulations established by River Regions that we'll account for. So that's where we're at. You'll have it next meeting for review.
Okay, very good. That's all I got.
All right, moving on to general comments from the public. I see none. Can I get a motion to vote to go into closed session to talk on chapter 610-021, legal status and actions.
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor? Roll call. Alderman Lockhart?
Aye.
Alderman Ravencraft?
Aye.
Alderman Colbert? Alderman Bell?
Aye.
Alderman Wilson?
Aye.
And Alderman Lewis?
Aye.
Okay, at this time, we're back in the open session, and at this time, we have nothing to report. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.